Okay, we're going to get started. Want to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, this is Juliaetta Council public hearing and special meeting for January 27th, 6:31 p.m. We will now open the public hearing for establishment of Juliaetta Planning and Zoning Committee. Do we have any public comment? Yes, Cynthia.
I think we should have 5 members rather than 3, because it gets hard. Otherwise, you're going to have, what's going to be a quorum? You have to have everybody there, and if anybody gets sick or couldn't make it for some reason, then you couldn't have a meeting. But if you have 5 of us there, then you can have a meeting if somebody is on away on vacation or something. It's more practical to work that way.
Do we have enough interest from the public? I guess would be my question. Do you think to have 5?
I think so.
How many did we have from Juliaetta before?
We had 4 from Juliaetta plus 1. There would be 3 from Juliaetta and 1 from the area of impact. The area of impact is a trouble getting somebody from that because it's so small. And it wouldn't hurt to sometime in the future enlarge the area of impact, because we do impact a larger area than we officially said we do. So you could either have 1 from the area of impact and expand it, or you could just say from Juliaetta and the area of impact. So we could choose from all those people.
Unfortunately, we don't get to declare what the area of impact is. The county tells us what it is.
No, that's not how they did originally. They had public hearings.
And they've just recently changed it and sent out notice to most of the towns in the city or in the county, letting them know they've changed the areas of impact. State law there was a slight modification and it affected it. So
Is ours bigger or what?
most of them went down.
I think that is
That's what that hearing was for, I think.
Pretty
It's
sure it
very
went down
small.
because my parents are above and they were saying something about not being in it anymore.
that was that I was supposed to go to, and I had other stuff come up.
I think so.
Yeah. Was that maybe the letter that we can't figure out what it's about too?
I think so.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So we'll do some more research into it. There was a county did send us a notice for a meeting, and I was not able to attend. So, but I think that's what it was about.
And the other thing is saying that you'd appoint the chairman. We've always had it that the commission would vote upon the different officers that they had, because we'd have a chairman, a vice chairman, and a secretary treasurer. And so we voted for that amongst the different things. And so you could do it either way, but that was easier to just let the commission choose who's going to be the one in charge.
Rather than the mayor and council today.
Mhm. Because they know who they have to work with and who they think can do it. That's all.
So how did the selection of people for this go in the past? Did they
The
just
mayor would, they could find somebody that was willing to do it, then you present it in front of the council and the council would approve it.
because I only remember renewing yours once with when Dick was mayor, and I think Mike's once.
Yeah, and Mike, well, that's because there's a certain amount of turnover, and you've had Justin.
Yeah, the council voted me as the city representative to be on it. Like, I think that's gone through twice when the council voted for that.
I've got the records at home of how long the people have been on there, and Mike needs to be reappointed this year. Justin and I would be next year, if you keep those certain people on.
Well, would we have to start over because this is a new ordinance because of the
It doesn't mean
disbanding
you
from
can't
Kendrick?
appoint them back to their seats. I mean, you can appoint if they want to do it and you're interested in having them. But yes, they all have to be newly appointed because it's a new commission.
Okay.
And when you commented on changing it so that you didn't have to come from the area of impact, that's certainly allowable. You were not required to have one outside the city especially if they aren't available. So
If we made the changes that Cynthia is talking about, if the council decided, would it be to amend that current, or would we have to redo the whole public hearing? And
no, I would, what I would do is I'd recommend that before you pass it, you amend it. It is currently a proposed ordinance. the ordinance, after you have a move for its passage and a second, then it's open for debate. And at that point, a friendly amendment can be offered to amend it to correct whatever changes you need to make.
Okay. Is there any more public comment? Okay, we will now close the public hearing and move on to council consideration to review ordinance.
Scrivener's error. I'm living in 2025 still. Instead of 2025-04, it should be ordinance 2026-01.
Planning and zoning to suspend the rules and read by title only. Do I have a motion to consider or suspend the rules and read by title only?
I'll make the motion to suspend rules and read ordinance by title.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor? Motion passes. Okay, go ahead.
Ordinance number 2026-01, an ordinance of the city of Julietta, Latah County, state of Idaho, providing for the amendment of Title II, Chapter 12 of the City Code of Julietta, Idaho, dealing with the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay. So do I have a motion to adopt?
So is this the part where we make motions to amend?
Do we have to amend first, or do we have to?
Once there is a motion to adopt it,
We have to.
and it has been seconded, then you move to amend.
Okay,
It's not up for discussion until there's a motion and a second.
okay,
I'll move to adopt it.
Second?
okay. It has been moved and seconded. So do we amend?
Now somebody can make and it's now open for debate, and in debate, somebody, if they want to amend it, can move to amend.
Okay. Do we want
I motion to amend what she said.
to make it 3 or 5 instead of 3?
5 instead of 3.
5,
In
from,
Members.
5.
and from the entire area, city impact, we don't have to have one from the area impact if there isn't any, 5 just from the total area.
Correct, you can do that. Or if you want, I mean, and you guys don't have this situation, but Deary, for example, they have more from outside the city than from within.
That would be a possibility.
And so if you have 5, you want to change it to 5 from the city and the area of impact, that lets you have whatever ratio comes from that area.
Motion to amend from 5 people from the city and area of impact. What else was we talked about?
And then they would be electing the officers instead of.
Yeah, with the members electing their officers.
Okay. Do I have a second on that?
I second.
Okay, so all in favor of the amendment, we're gonna do a roll call vote just to make sure. Rick? Amanda?
Yes. Aye.
Yes.
Okay, so that passed, and now we'll move on to pass the ordinance 26-01. Another roll call vote. Rick?
Aye.
Amanda?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay. So now we will move on to review the employee handbook. Rick had some changes if we want. We can make some copies.
Yeah, because I printed enough for the council
Oh.
and the mayor, but I'm sorry, Justin. But you can have a copy.
Are you sure? Want to make a copy?
I didn't think that, yeah, Cheyenne could.
I'll make it.
As I was sitting here, I was thinking I should have, why did I not done that for you guys?
Thank you, Justin.
Should I do it?
Please, thank you. Those changes and send them to me. Okay. I told you how nice it is not being. Oh, no, lots of.
I heard a bunch of crumbling.
And then, oh no.
It's amazing to see what happens to DC when they get 6 inches of snow.
Oh.
Or this thing called black ice.
It turns into a ghost town. It's crazy.
Remember in Tucson, when they had black ice down there, they would literally have cops out telling people to slow down for the bikes. Like, are you kidding me? Whatever.
So just to be clear, to make sure I'm understanding this, you're only talking about the city social pages. You're not talking about their personal social pages.
Well, with respect to yes and no, I mean, if you're making statements on your personal, if we're making statements on our personal, we have to be careful not to be making them as representing the city.
Exactly,
Right,
because
yes.
then it becomes a subject that you can't have a block list or anything like
Right.
that. I just wanted to verify that because I don't want to make our employees feel like that they don't have a voice.
No,
On their own
absolutely.
personal
And I
pages.
put in there that, we want to respect First Amendment rights.
Yeah,
I'm a First Amendment absolutist, so, but we do want to make sure that if we're speaking our own opinions, we're not,
Yeah.
yeah,
attaching those to the city.
yeah, I would agree with that.
I know at one time we had an issue with a former employee with some of the stuff that was being posted on Facebook that was asked to make sure to think that sometimes they are, considered representing the city, but
Had a little problem with it.
I don't think we have to worry about with these employees.
Does everyone have
Is
I
that
need
part
one.
of the first part of technology? Maintaining the top reader.
That one? Okay.
Yeah,
And I won't have my feelings hurt if anybody wants to butcher them, not like them. Whatever, so.
I like them.
I think that they're fine. There's just some other things I'd like to see added.
Yeah,
so.
this was just my contribution.
Yeah.
This is what
This
happens
is-
when you're stuck in DC. So,
It's very well written and it's very clear. I just wanted to verify make sure we weren't infringing on people's freedom of speech. But
absolutely.
I agree with the things in here. One of the things I'd like to see is, well, we do need to update the recognized holidays. I believe there's a holiday missing out of that current list.
I wanted to, talk about the holidays as well.
Okay.
What holiday are you thinking is missed out of the list?
Juneteenth, I believe, is missing out of that list because isn't it a federal holiday?
Yeah, so I think when this was written, I don't know if Juneteenth was a holiday at that time, so that's why it needs
Because
to
it's
be
fairly
added.
new, yeah.
Yeah, and I would also like to, add the day after Thanksgiving. We don't usually see much business the day after Thanksgiving, everybody's shopping. So I would like to see that added as well. I think what some of the previous staff was doing is they traded Juneteenth for the day after Thanksgiving. Right, Justin?
Yeah, that's
So-
what Melvin City proposed, was trading Juneteenth.
Yeah, and Dick said that that was fine at the time. But I think we should just add the day after Thanksgiving is my thought. I'll be open to what other people have to say.
Is that still a paid holiday then?
Yeah,
Is that what you're
Yep.
requesting?
Sounds good to me.
Mhm. And then the other, in the general policies, when it was talking about absences and stuff, and then it kind of just skips. It kind of just goes through general policies, and then when you get down to pages 22 through 24, it kind of breaks down your absences and your bereavement and stuff. I think in the general policies section, it should refer to pages 22 through 24. So when we're doing that,
See, and then I think, if I remember correctly, it states that like vacation pay is only awarded after your first year.
Mm-hmm.
And is that currently still what we're doing? So
Mhm.
you're just earning PTO? Okay.
Yeah, so the first year they have, no
No
time,
vacation,
no
okay.
vacation. They do accrue sick leave. But no, they can't take vacation. They can ask for
Well, they haven't
personal days
earned-
off, which
We
we,
haven't earned
We do get comp time. too.
they get comp time.
Right.
Right.
Maintenance does.
Maintenance does, Cheyenne doesn't get comp time, but she can ask for personal days off, and usually if there's nothing crazy going on, I just allow her to have them, because it's an unpaid day, and then
Unpaid.
we check with Justin to make sure that everything is good to go there, so that the office is covered.
Mhm.
And then,
the place under general policies was page 12, section A. It starts with attendance and punctuality. I feel like somewhere in there it needs to refer for more details, refer to pages 22 through 24. Because a lot of people, that's something they continually look at is their benefits, especially bereavement. Not everybody remembers bereavement, especially in times of stress. It's a quick way to look at page 12 and then go, okay, what I need is on page 22, 24 in that section, so that they're not reading the whole book again.
so you would put that after it says negative impact on success of the city, or would you put it by attendance and punctuality to say, also see page whatever?
I
Yes.
wouldn't say page, I would say the section, because if
Say
we,
In section.
Oh, yeah, because we're
Yeah,
changing
'cause
it to
things
sections.
change, page numbers will change.
Yeah, so whatever that would change with this format is what I would refer to.
And what was that section called?
employee benefits,
Ah,
Yeah,
state employee benefits.
So our proposed new subsection for substance abuse, drug and alcohol testing, is it? Do we currently have them take a pre-employment?
we don't,
test,
we have,
or-
asked for that before, but, was never able to push it through. Honestly, I believe that they should do a pre-employment, and we should look at background checks as well. I mean, we do them at the mill, it's
Mhm.
That's,
kind of a thing.
at the very least, for me, the biggest thing is if there's an accident or something, the city already has that covered, that, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we can drug test you or test you for alcohol if there's an incident.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
should
primary
definitely,
thing.
yeah,
yeah.
with
that should definitely be a thing, because I know with, CDL holders, when I got my CDL, that was a thing at the landfill was, And any CDL holder is, you get in an accident, that's
It's
immediate thing
awesome.
down there, automatic at the mill too. So that's not currently in our policy.
I didn't see it in there, or
I
maybe I
didn't see
missed it.
anything either.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know there was lots of discussion about that when the policy was written,
Yeah.
that it was not something that others wanted to pay for. So,
I feel it's
I think it's
important,
like a standard these
especially with
days.
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't necessarily be overly adamant about pre-employment. I mean, I wouldn't be overly against it, but I definitely think that we need to at least have it in there to cover ourselves for situations with employees that are.
Yeah,
especially if we
the very
suspect
least.
them
And
of
with-
something.
and like background checks with today's technology is relatively easy. You just look up iCourt or whatever, find out where they lived and look at their court records.
The most difficult part about that is if they are new to the area and they're in a state that doesn't have their stuff
Yes.
streamlined.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But we can definitely find places to run those for us.
The state patrol will run them. I'm not sure what they charge, but that's how
Yeah,
I have to be background checked, so that's how I get it through the state.
It's $12.
Yeah.
$12.
No, I think we can accommodate $12.
yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
we don't, it's not like we have a lot of high turnover and the value of finding out something ahead of time.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of after the fact, it could be way more than $12.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that Eric had also. So I forgot to mention last time that I do weekly staff meetings with the staff. So where you were concerned about if he's approaching if they're approaching the time and he hasn't got it, I'm
Already
updated.
before
Yep,
that.
already up, because like I said, I meet with them at least once a week. I meet with Cheyenne 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes depending on signing checks, all that kind of stuff, Justin as well. So I would definitely be on top of if it was gonna be an issue before we hit even the year mark or 6-month mark, so.
Section about, I'm sure you have notes for that already, about updating how we're doing the raises.
Yeah, so the way we did it we brought him up to, cause before we didn't there was no evaluations. Like I started doing yearly evaluations, so that's what we based the raises off last time was their like we budgeted for up to amount, and then I did their yearly evaluation in September because we passed well, I'd have to adjust it a little bit because I think we passed the budget in August, right, Cheyenne? So I would adjust that to July, so we would have their yearly review. I would be able to talk to it before we, passed the budget, made the raises and all that kind of stuff. So that's how we did it last time, was based on their evaluation from me, which is a merit-based raise. And then if they get any licenses, those are already built in. It's $250 per license, right, Justin? Yep.
Yeah, and city council, that was their idea.
Yeah.
Nick, sorry. The former mayor used to give 50 cents per license. And so city council then thought that was not enough.
So that brings to question, when it comes to the licensing, getting certificates and everything, are we doing any type of evaluation every couple of years to make sure that we are within the range of other cities around us? Because obviously we don't want to lose our employees once they have all of that certification, to make sure that we're staying competitive in our pay.
Well, last year was the first year, and I think Eric brought it up to reach out to the other cities, so that's something we could just do every year. I think the big thing was we were a little behind last year, so we kind of brought
Yeah.
everybody up. And then we would just kind of base what other cities in our size are kind of looking at and base it on because we want to stay competitive. We definitely want to keep our employees.
And Idaho Rural Water, which we pay a membership to, will come and do a presentation to city council on wages. I mean, on what
Okay.
other cities are paying and, all those kind of things, benefits.
So I think we have lots of resources that we
Yeah,
haven't
there's-
utilized in the
there's a lot of
past that we can
resources.
utilize in the future.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
So do we want to add all, is there any more discussion on this? I guess I should ask. On the employee handbook?
I mean, I am okay adopting, Rick's suggestions here as written, if that's easier, just to all encompassing. You guys
Yeah,
think,
Yeah.
And then we want to make sure we add Eric's suggestions.
which I didn't see. What?
His were last month.
So
Oh,
it's a
the,
2-year,
the,
Yeah.
2-year, and
Gotcha.
then the, what else was the other one?
the safety.
Safety, PPE.
And then,
Adding the Juneteenth
yeah,
Yes.
and the day after Thanksgiving.
did someone say something about making sure that we get a sign off?
So there is a sign off. I don't know,
Is
do
there
we
one? Okay.
want the sign off to be more explicit? Or,
Sign off.
so at the last page, it acknowledges that they've reviewed the handbook. I was wondering if we wanted specifics as far like another checkoff box here for the license. I understand that, I'm working towards my license within the 2-year period.
Well, that would be more of a new hire policy. This is our general employee handbook for Cheyenne and Justin. So I think this might be for, like, that would be a good suggestion, but that might be an amended thing for new hire specific, maybe,
Mhm.
because Justin's already got his.
Right, new hire. I think with one of the other issues on our agenda, it comes down to what the employee knew and acknowledging, like, I know at the school, there's a sign off for every policy. And when they update like the drug policy or whatever, that's proof in their file, like, no, we reviewed this policy and you signed off acknowledging that.
yeah, I actually have to agree with you on that.
Me too.
The new employees should be really do that and signing that.
Right, and then anytime we update, then
So,
employees.
Whether or not we put
Sign
that
off
in
again.
there is, probably, I guess, for me either or, and I don't see why I couldn't or why.
Right.
But definitely, we need to make sure that this is, like she said, they need to read it and acknowledge it.
Documentation.
Well, and after this is redone and everything, we could have Justin and Cheyenne re-sign off on this as well.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could do, well, you would do this every year. Have them sign it every year. Cause they go through, like, as a school, they go through the policy manual and you sign off. I read this and I agree. I abide by it for the year.
Yeah, that's what we do too.
So then for the licenses, would we want that where Justin already has his? Would you want the license thing in here? Or would that be like a separate thing saying new hires must, like a separate section?
We could add another, just to make it extremely explicit, just add another page for new hires.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
new hire
I don't
paperwork.
think it could hurt.
So that'd be an idea.
Yeah, at the same time, though, if Justin's already met the requirements, he won't have a problem.
Well, there's-
checking the signing. of the
Yeah.
deal, So.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah,
But like for the new hires, so if he has to do this every year, the new hire has to sign this and sign the new paper saying 2 years.
so what I would suggest is they sign this every year. Sign this every year, and then the new hire would have a separate form that the new hire would sign on onboarding onto the city, as well as this, like Eric said.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't need to put the new hire thing here. He would just sign this, they would just sign this every year, like Justin and Cheyenne, and then at their initial hire, they would sign the water license thing and just that little brief new hire thing.
It could be an addendum to the employee handbook.
Yeah.
So then, do we want to have this all redone and go over it again before we pass, or how should we move forward with this, Todd? Because we're trying to hire a new employee. So I kind of wanted to get some of this, like the water license, PP stuff, some of this done before we onboard the new employee.
I would say it depends on how council wants to proceed. If you want to pass it as is, fine. If you wanted to pass it as amended, you better put it on the next meeting where you have your or amendments down, so you can't pass we're going to make some changes in the future,
Right.
not sure what they are.
Right.
You can pass it as it is and amend it again. Or you can just wait and do it, first time.
Well, what about, so the pressing ones are the ones, with the licenses and stuff particular, right?
Right, so
So I would move
Pass
that we
those.
pass the employee handbook with those amendments. And then, at the next city council meeting, we review these after we have them put together nicely.
because we are running the job, we've had 3 applicants so far, so we're running the posting at least one more week on Indeed, and then we'll start interviews after that. So we'll probably be might be doing some interviews from Phoenix via Teams or something, because we want to move forward with it. But I think those were the 2 that I was most concerned about for onboarding the new hire.
So, yeah, I move we pass the employee book amended by adding those 2, and then we'll, address the rest of this amended later.
So the 2-year water license and the proper PPE.
Yep.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Motion passes. So then we'll want to get the other ones ready for next meeting, Cheyenne. We can kind of go over those before I leave. Okay, so now I would entertain a motion to go into Idaho or executive session.
No motion, we're going to executive session.
I'll second.
Okay, so we're going into an executive session pursuant code 74-2061F. Roll call vote. Rick, Amanda?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.